Every night, as the moonlight cast its silvery glow through the window, I would lie in bed, listening for the telltale rustle of movement from beneath me. It was a sound I'd come to know well, like the whisper of leaves in a gentle breeze, yet, unmistakably, more sinister. The monster under my bed was stirring. For years I had told myself it was just my imagination, a relic of childhood fears that had stubbornly lingered into adulthood. But deep down I knew better. The monster was real, and it only came out at night. One evening, curiosity and a strange sense of daring got the better of me. I decided to confront the creature that had haunted my nights for as long as I could remember. I lay in bed, heart pounding, waiting for the familiar rustle. It came, as it always did, and with a deep breath I leaned over the edge of the bed and peered into the darkness below. To my surprise, the space beneath my bed was not the cluttered mess I had expected. Instead, it was a vast, eerie landscape that seemed to stretch infinitely in all directions. The ground was a soft, velvety black, and strange, luminescent flowers glowed with an otherworldly light. The air was thick with the scent of something sweet and slightly rotten. And then I saw it, the monster. It was nothing like the nightmarish fiend I had imagined. Instead, it was a small, peculiar creature, with a body covered in iridescent scales that shimmered like a rainbow in the dim light. Its eyes were large and round, filled with a sorrowful wisdom that seemed far too ancient for its diminutive form. "Hello," I said, my voice trembling. "Who are you?" The monster tilted its head, its eyes narrowing slightly. "I am Loomis," it replied in a soft, melodious voice. "And who might you be, brave human?" "My name is Alex," I answered, still trying to process the surreal scene before me. "Why do you live under my bed?" Loomis sighed, a sound like the rustling of autumn leaves. "I do not live here by choice, Alex. I am bound to this place, cursed to dwell in the shadowy spaces beneath beds until I can fulfill my purpose." "And what is your purpose?" I asked, intrigued despite my lingering fear. "I am a collector of dreams," Loomis explained. "I gather the dreams of those who sleep above me and weave them into stories that I must share with the world. But I have been unable to find the right person to share them with, until now." A shiver ran down my spine. "You mean me?" Loomis nodded. "Yes, Alex. You have the gift of understanding, the ability to see beyond the surface of things. Will you help me fulfill my purpose?" I hesitated, unsure of what to say. The idea of helping a dream-collecting monster was both terrifying and fascinating, but there was something in Loomis's eyes, a plea for understanding and connection, that made me nod in agreement. "All right," I said. "I'll help you." Loomis's eyes lit up with a soft inner glow. "Thank you, Alex. Come, follow me into the realm of dreams." With that, Loomis turned and began to walk deeper into the strange landscape beneath my bed. I hesitated for a moment, then crawled under the bed and followed. As I moved, the velvety ground seemed to shift and ripple beneath my hands and knees, like water disturbed by a gentle breeze. We walked for what felt like hours, though time seemed to lose all meaning in this surreal place. Finally, we reached a clearing where a towering ancient tree stood. Its branches were heavy with glowing orbs, each one pulsating with a soft, dreamlike light. "These are the dreams I have collected," Loomis said, gesturing to the orbs. "Each one contains a story, waiting to be told. Will you help me release them?" I nodded, feeling a strange sense of responsibility. Loomis handed me an orb, and as I held it, a warmth spread through my fingers and up my arm. The orb began to glow brighter, and images started to form within it. I saw a vast ocean, its waves shimmering with a golden hue. On its surface floated a ship made of glass, crewed by beings of pure light. They sailed across the sea, searching for a lost island where time stood still. The images were vivid, more real than any dream I had ever had. Loomis watched as I marveled at the orb. "Each dream is a story that needs to be shared," he said. "Take this one, Alex, and tell the world of the glass ship and its crew of light." With that, the orb dissolved into a fine mist that swirled around me before vanishing. The story had been implanted in my mind as clear as if I had lived it myself. Over the following nights, Loomis and I repeated this process. Each night I would venture into the world beneath my bed, and each night, Loomis would give me another orb. I learned of fantastical places and wondrous beings, of epic adventures and quiet moments of beauty. And each day, I would write down these stories, sharing them with the world. The people of my village, and eventually people from far and wide, were captivated by the tales I told. They spoke of them with awe and wonder, their imaginations ignited by the dreamscapes I described. And though they never knew the true source of these stories, they felt the magic within them. As for Loomis, The more dreams we released, the brighter he seemed to glow. His sorrowful eyes softened, and a gentle happiness replaced the weight of his ancient burden. One night, as we stood beneath the glowing tree, Loomis turned to me with a look of profound gratitude. "Thank you, Alex," he said. "You have freed me from my curse. I can now return to my home, where I belong." I felt a pang of sadness at the thought of losing my newfound friend, but I knew this was his destiny. "Will I ever see you again?" I asked. Loomis smiled, a radiant, warm smile. "As long as there are dreams and stories to be told, I will be with you, in spirit and in heart." With that, Loomis shimmered and began to dissolve into the light of the tree. The orbs around us flickered and then slowly dimmed, their stories having been set free. The landscape beneath my bed began to fade, and I found myself back in my room, lying on my bed. I never heard the rustle under my bed again, but the stories I shared continued to captivate and inspire. And in quiet moments, when the moonlight cast its silvery glow through my window, I would remember Loomis, the monster who had shown me the magic of dreams and the power of stories.